Now, let's take a look at some of the governor's races thus far. These are governor's winners. And remember, it's very important, these state houses, because in 1996, those who control the state house have a very good chance of delivering their state for a presidential ticket. Tucker in Arkansas, that's a hold-on for the Democrats. Romer in Colorado had a tough race, but he holds on to the state house there for the Democrats. Edgar in Illinois, re-elected for the Republicans, as expected. Other winners among the gubernatorial races. Graves in Kansas, Republican seat now. Weld in Massachusetts, a hold-on there for the GOP. Engler in Michigan, that's a hold-on for the GOP, also in Michigan. Other governor's races. Carlson in Minnesota, the Republicans have the state house there. Nelson in Nebraska, running against the tide, holds on to his a governor's seat in Nebraska. The Democrats may want to be talking to him about how he manages to win out in normally Republican Nebraska, but Nelson has done it. Merrill in New Hampshire, that's now a Republican state house there. These are all governor's winners, according to our CBS News estimates. Voinovich, no surprise, re-elected in Ohio, a hold-on for the Republicans. Keating in Oklahoma, this is a pickup in Oklahoma for the Republicans. Sundquist in Tennessee. The Republicans control the state house in Tennessee, always an important border state in presidential elections. Dean, the Democrat, wins in Vermont. In Wisconsin, the Republican is re-elected there. Geringer gets the state house in Wyoming. The GOP will continue to control the governorship in Wyoming. Now, there's much, much more to come. Headline continues to be Robb has beaten North in Virginia, but the Republicans are up a net 7 and may indeed control the next United States Senate. Ross Perot is going to be with us in a moment, so stay here with us.
This portion of CBS News election night coverage is sponsored by Healthy Choice Dinners and Entrees. Eat what you like. And by Buick, makers of the concept car you can drive, the 1995 Buick.
Auto Show concept cars. Cars with exciting features like supercharged engines. Finally, someone's built one for you. Introducing the 1995 Riviera with an available supercharged engine that breathes deep for maximum power. It's amazing what a breath of fresh air can do. The all-new Riviera by Buick. What a concept.
How does Healthy Choice keep doing it? 31 incredible Healthy Choice entrees. Fiendishly rich cream sauces. Italian sauces that really speak Italian. Chicken con queso burritos, lasagna Roma. Healthy Choice is cooking. We're talking new recipes, unbelievable flavors, 31 ways to eat what you like. Who else could do all that?
And try new Healthy Choice Super Chunky Pasta Sauce, bursting with big chunks of vegetables for a full, rich taste.
They created a personal computer, and the world has been moving at a different speed ever since. They put them into classrooms and created the first generation of computer-literate children. Then they gave computer users the freedom to work anywhere. And now they're ready to take us into the future with the most powerful personal computer Apple has ever made. Where do you find companies that refuse to stop at success? Actually, there's a list of them printed every day. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
Back at CBS News election headquarters, let me show you a very tight race. This one has a lot of people drawing an extra deep breath. This is with a very few of the precincts reporting and votes actually in and tabulated. The veteran Democratic liberal Mario Cuomo trying to beat back a person, the challenge from a Republican, Pataki, that a lot of people had not heard of up until a month and a half or 2 months ago. Of course, the independents are running their own candidate, could be a factor in the race. It's still early here, but you can see just how tight this race may turn out to be. Governor Cuomo thought he was pulling away in the polls in recent days, but apparently on this election day, it all got down to very, very, very close voting in most precincts, and we may be here a long time before we know whether Governor Cuomo has known or not. Joining us now from Fort Worth, Texas, Bob Schieffer's old hometown, is Ross Perot, who was an independent candidate for president the last time around. Good evening, Mr. Perot. Thanks for being with us.
Dan, how are you?
On the basis of what you see so far, which is, number one, the Republicans may gain control of the Senate, although the Democrats still have a chance to make it a 50-50 Senate, which would give them control since Vice President Al Gore would cast the deciding vote. What do you see out there that interests you the most and you think is the most important?
This is a historic night. This is the night that we will stop the rush to big government. We are going to give the Republican Party a chance. I think it's fundamentally important. As you know, only 9% of the people feel the House of Representatives does a good job. 14% feel that the Senate and House do a good job. It's time for a change. It's going to happen tonight. It's exciting. I think it's in the country's best interest.
Well, Ross Perot, Republicans in 92, Democrats in 94. Is it time for a real third party to emerge?
I'm on the record on that. I said, let's give the Republicans a chance. If they deliver, that will reform the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. If they don't, then we'll have to form a third party. That's just a tap on the shoulder. I call it shock therapy.
Are you going to run in 1996?
I hope I don't have to. I hope the Democrats and Republicans are reformed. They're doing the job. They're serving the people. They've got Abraham Lincoln and George Washington on the ticket. I'm going to sit home and grin.
I know you're not a betting man, but if you were, will you wager that Colin Powell is on somebody's ticket in 1996 and possibly an independent party candidate for president?
I wouldn't have any idea. He'd have to make that decision.
We've talked a lot about gridlock. You've talked a lot about gridlock. Now that the Republicans are at the very minimum making a strong showing in this off-year election, do you expect even more gridlock over the next 2 years?
Compared to what they did before, if Clinton sent out word, paint the Washington Monument pink in a Democratic House and Senate, they'd get the votes and go do it. Right now, we've slowed down the rush to big government. You've got to understand that the people at the head of the Democratic Party, Clinton, Foley, and Mitchell, sincerely believe that it's government's job to watch over us. Take our tax money, redistribute it to us. The American people don't like that. They're sending out a bugle-like call tonight. Watch this race out in Washington State. I was there over the weekend. It's going to be a hummer because it is really historic when a speaker is voted out by his own district.
Ross Perot down there in Panthertown, thank you very much. He's talking about the race of Tom Foley, who is the Speaker of the House. The polls have not closed in Washington State, of course. We're watching it very closely out there because not only is Tom Foley's House seat and his House speakership at stake, but there's also a very big Senate race out there. The Democrats have to win in Washington State, probably have to win in Minnesota and Pennsylvania, all of those still out, in order to have any chance of holding on in the Senate. Connie Chung, based on the exit polling, do voters think the country is going in the right direction at all?
Well, not really. We've heard so often during this election that voters are fed up, they're frustrated, they're angry with government. And the feelings are reflected tonight in our CBS News poll. Only 39% of voters told us that they believe the country is headed in the right track. A much bigger number, 55%, said America is on the wrong track. And who are these voters who think that the country is on the wrong track? They are conservatives. They are voters who supported Ross Perot for president 2 years ago, the man we just heard from, and a group that the White House is trying to pay attention to lately, talk show listeners. We all listen to talk shows, but on radio, but they're actually a group, about a quarter in this country, believe that they actually listen to talk radio frequently.
Thanks, Connie. Storylines of the hour. The Republicans have a net gain of 7 Senate seats so far. That's what they need, but remember that could change as the night goes along. Democrats have to win in Pennsylvania, Minnesota, and Washington to have any chance to hold on. Don't know much about the House. The pattern thus far seems to be that the big tide for the Republicans is in the South. In the rest of the country, there is a tide, but not that strong. In the House races, almost certain to be big pickups for the Republicans in the South, but it's too early to tell whether the Republicans will have actual numerical control of the House. However, the Republicans do expect to have at a minimum in the House what amounts to effective control because they can put their Republican House members together with conservative Democrats. We'll have a lot more, so stay here with us.